Good morning, YouTube. It's a thrilling day in Texas today. Oh, it's just absolutely marvelous out there. After we had a nice rain over the weekend and a little bit yesterday, it's just the sun is going to be coming out today, and it's just going to be a marvelous day. It's going to be wonderful. And as I went out and ran my 2 miles this morning, I just felt extremely exhilarated. I just felt the birds beginning to sing and everything just looking so nice and wonderful. And I know that the flowers are going to just be really, really blooming over the next few days. I just so look forward to that. And I just really look forward to all the wonderful things that are coming. We just have a lot of light and love and understanding that's coming down upon the world today. And we just always uh, have every reason to be happy and thrilled and just continually be grateful for all the wonderful things that are coming. There's no reason for anyone to be pessimistic or to be thinking uh, sadly or in a blue mood about the future or what may be going to transpire, because our consciousness across the globe is just rising geometrically compared to what it has risen over the past few centuries. And we've just got a marvelous move going and among people to spread this light and this understanding and this love. It's just going everywhere. I mean, it's just mushrooming out everywhere. And I just feel it, in every cell of my body. I mean, I could just, as you stop, if you don't feel it, that's because you're probably not stopping and taking time to meditate. If you'll take time to meditate and spend time just in a real relaxed state, perfectly quiet, with everything off, and in a room where you're not distracted and there's no noise going on, and then just spend some time uh, thinking about the nature of things and letting infinite mind talk to you. You'll begin to realize and be filled with all of this. You'll be able to feel all of this stuff that's coming down. You'll be able to feel all of the light and the understanding that is sweeping across the world today. But you've got to stop and take time to begin to let all that begin to roll across you. And so I would encourage you today to remember to take time sometime today to meditate and reflect, and just give yourself about 20 minutes to get a nice a blank sheet of paper and a pen, and begin to just mentally ask some questions to Infinite Mind. Just say, I would like to understand more about what's going to be happening in the future, and I would like to understand more about this joy and love and everything that some people are feeling, that they're expressing on YouTube. And I would like to understand. I just like to understand a little bit more about that, and just see what answers you get, and just see if it doesn't just you don't just get flooded with all kinds of answers. As yes, the future is coming. The future is coming is going to be marvelous and wonderful, and I can't wait. And I just can't. I'm just excited and thrilled about every day that passes, because every day that passes gets just a little bit better, and I know there's a little bit more of it coming, and I receive a little bit more communication from all of the things that are going on in the universe, and all the things that are going on Earth, and my consciousness rises just a little bit more. And so I have every day I have a reason to get up and be extremely thankful. I have a reason to get up and just shout and be happy and joyful, because it just gets better and better. And so if you will begin to just go through an exercise of just exercise sort of in faith, a little bit of joy, and begin to exercise a little bit of thinking about how grateful you are for what you have, and then just start being grateful for what you know is coming, and just do it as an exercise. If you don't actually feel it at the time, just begin to do it as an exercise and just see what happens, and just see if you don't get yourself into a whole lot better mood and a whole lot more energy. And then as you practice doing that every day, it'll get easier and easier and easier. And then you'll begin to clear your mind of all of the negative things and all the things that have been holding you back from being able to receive these thoughts that some of us are receiving about the future and what all is coming. You've got to kind of clear your mind of what you have felt like in the past was going on, and you have to kind of clear your mind of all of the distractions that are going on around you today that would distract you and from getting quiet and in that meditative mood. You've got to kind of begin to clear all of that out of your mind, and as you clear all of that out of your mind, then you can gradually begin to bring in the new things, and as you get your mind into a state where it is perfectly free of all other thoughts, and perfectly in a state of sterility, where these other thoughts, like Matthew 5:8 says, "The pure in the heart shall see God," and which is good, and it which is infinite perfection and infinite good and infinite wonder and all those things. That's what it meant by God. And the pure in the heart shall see that. That means when you get yourself into a sterile state where all of these other thoughts are not coming in, then you'll be free to begin to see all the good and the perfection and the actual infinite nature of perfection, and the infinite nature of your immortality. And then your immortality will begin to become clearer and clearer. And as that immortality becomes clearer and clearer, then all the other things will start adding up and coming into place also. And then you'll begin to gain the ability for great vision. And that as your vision improves, your great vision improves, and you'll be able to look out with that new vision that you have across the world and see things so much differently than what you had thought they were before. And then you'll be able to look into the future and see the future as being a marvelous future that is coming. And you'll be able to realize and begin to think about how many people, as you begin to listen to all these different good programs, how many people are raising their consciousness, and how many people are beginning to meditate, and how many people are beginning to raise their thoughts and lift their gratitude and spread their love out and spread their joy out. Then as you begin to do that, you'll begin to realize what has to be coming. It has to be. There can be no other future when consciousness begin to raise, because we have waited for centuries and centuries developing and evolving this consciousness which we have now over many centuries, and we've waited for many centuries for it to evolve up to the point where it is now, and for consciousness to be on the level that it is now, and for it to begin to take off the way it is now. And so we've known all that time, and you can find it in all sorts of scriptural writings where people have known it all that time, that as that consciousness reached that level, that things would just begin to get marvelous and wonderful and exciting, and all kinds of marvelous things would begin to take place. They've known that all along, and so we'll begin to see that coming about. And in the near future. And it's just something to keep your mind on all the time. You need to meditate about that to keep your mind on it all the time, so that you'll be able to be aware of all the changes that are taking place and aware of everything that is actually coming. And then you'll begin to get into an excited mood over that. You won't even have to practice raising your excitement level or raising your gratitude level, because you'll already be grateful and excited just from realizing all of the truth of what is actually going on. And so I'm just in a wonderful, wonderful mood today. I just feel on top of things just so marvelously. I mean, I just feel like that I just can't wait to see everything that is going on. And I got a marvelous program here this morning. Tanya Love's going to be talking about. She's going to be talking about the power of meditation. And she, look at her, she's got her thoughts ready. She's just ready to take off with it. You can tell the way she's got her mind on perfection, and her mind on joy, and her mind on all the marvelous future that's coming. And she's really ready to give it to us. And I am just excited about it. I'm excited about it. And I want us to just begin to spread these programs like this, these programs that have all of this quality and all this understanding and all this realization of what's coming and all this realization of the marvelous energy that is coming down upon us and all this realization of all of the power of meditation and what it will do for us, and begin to spread these programs and that have this quality like this, and let everybody on, so that everybody on YouTube will begin to be much more aware of it. We need to let everybody on all the YouTube channels be aware of all this marvelous stuff that is coming. And so I just want to remind you that there's never any need for pessimism or fear or getting caught up in these crazy theories that people come up with about things will get bad, or some kind of conspiracy over here going on, or some kind of a evil going on over here, or whatever that's going to stop. That is going to stop. You know, there's things going on. People are trying to, make them. Of course, people will always plot things out of greed and out of their own selfishness to try to do things, but there's not anything going on that's going to prevent or stop or even hardly slow down all of these marvelous things that are coming. They're powerless to slow them down because of the great power of love and the great power of our lifted consciousness. There's nothing can oppose the lifted consciousness, the increased consciousness. When it comes time for our mind, and especially our collective mind, to evolve, it's going to evolve, and there's not any of these plots that's going to stop it from evolving. They can't get over here in the corner somewhere in secret, or any of these secret societies or anything, and plan on how to stop man's mind from evolving, and how to stop the general mass consciousness from evolving. When the time comes for it to evolve, it's going to evolve, and when we begin to raise our consciousness, it's going to be raised, and there's not anything that's going to prevent it or stop it, and exactly equal, and by definition of that raised consciousness is going to become great abundance, and prosperity is going to follow, and more love and more understanding and more communication and all those kind of things are going to follow by definition, because that just goes with raised consciousness. There's nothing that's going to be able to nothing that will hinder or prevent raised consciousness from creating more prosperity and abundance and more love among people. It just goes with the territory. And as we begin to meditate, we begin to get all these answers of how it's all going to take place. That's why we need to spend more and more time in meditation, and more time listening to good programs like Tanya Love and other good programs like that have substance in it, and begin to try to understand exactly, not just on the superficial level what's being said, but actually on a deep level what is actually going through Tanya's mind when she says these things, and how high her consciousness is lifted, and what her consciousness is saying, and what the meditation is doing for her and for others like her, and what all is beginning to do with other people that are listening to the programs, and other people around the world that are beginning to do the same thing and getting on the same frequency as what Tanya and others like her are on. And so we need to begin to listen closely to these things like this and begin to realize what's actually going on in the universe, and that the universe is sending us all kinds of marvelous thoughts of prosperity and abundance, and sending us thoughts about a wonderful future that is coming upon the earth, and the new earth that is going to be coming down, and is already beginning to come down. And it's coming down progressively already. And as we lift our minds to it, we'll begin to see it. And so let's just begin to lift our minds to it and begin to see it. And then let's just spread the truth of that in a mighty way across the